Good. Okay. I'll call the meeting to order. The agenda, did anybody have any questions or approval for the agenda?
A motion?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Agenda approved. Minutes from last month. Anybody have any questions or corrections or anything on that?
We included them this time in the packet.
I would make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Minutes approved. Transit 5311 grant.
So in your packet is our City of Mitchell Council agenda request item. At the May 5th council meeting, we submitted a request to apply for annual 5311 and Title 3B grant funding. This is our annual administrative and operational grant funds that we receive to fund Palace Transit throughout the year. Palace Transit fiscal year runs from October 1st through September 30th. Usually these grant applications are due mid-July, end of July, but they bumped them up to June 1st. So we are getting an early start on doing these, and council did approve applying for the funds, and it is administrative 80% federal, 20% local, operating 50 federal, and 20% local, and then Title 3B, there's no local match. So just wanted to inform you that we are applying again to operate our transit system, and it will be done in time for our June 1st deadline. And council did approve it. Thank you, John.
Okay. Transit contracts.
In the packet, you will see our list of contracts we need to approve. There are no changes in our regular contracts. The other changes that you see are in advertising. Plains Commerce is now going to be an exterior bus advertiser. And Fisher Rounds from Bus 93 and 94, we don't charge them because we are not currently driving Bus 93 and 94 because they're the ones that we're going to replace with the new buses. So we need approval for these contracts.
You need a motion from us. Is this on? I guess you can hear me. I make a motion that we approve the contract.
Right, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Contracts approved. Transit review.
So every 3 years, we get reviewed by the South Dakota Department of Transportation on all aspects of our transit agency. And attached in your packet is the results of our review. And it went very well. As you can see, they check everything from managerial control, financial, technology, satisfactory control, procurement. I mean, there's so many different things that they look at, and we have to have the files and information for everything. It was a 50-some page document of questions with attached, then we had attachments to go with everything. It went very well. Very happy with how the review went. The nice part is we went through this again 3 years ago, and a lot of the things that were findings we changed and fixed, and they were very happy that we were still implementing those changes and doing things the way we're supposed to. The only findings they had were technology and information systems, what computer applications are being used. We did not get them the information right away when the initial review date was due to illness. Our AT person was out. So we sent them that information on May 4th, and that was approved. So that's been taken care of already. And on their satisfactory continuing control, question number 19, after we found out what they needed, I contacted Michelle here at the finance office, and we sent in the 2003 capitalization policy and the internal controls narrative of expenditures, both things that we had. We sent those on May 5th, and those have also been approved. So those 2 points are good. The only thing we have left is our drug and alcohol program, and I'm waiting for human resources because she Human resources are our drug and alcohol program administrator. So they're the ones who have to do this part. So we're just waiting for information from human resources to get back to me so I can submit that. And then I will fill the attachment in the back saying that we went through the review and all findings have been fixed. And actually, there's only one finding really is in the drug and alcohol. Otherwise, we had the information, they just didn't have it at the time of the review.
Do you have any questions on that? Okay. Alice Transit shopping hours.
We have been receiving requests to, okay, back up a little. We go to Walmart and the grocery stores during certain times. We have certain shopping hours. The reason we do that is because we would be going to these locations umpteen times a day, and we just wouldn't be able to handle that, especially if there are other locations. So we've had set, since I've started, a shopping schedule where you go to Walmart and the grocery stores at certain times. Recently, we've been receiving requests to stay out at Walmart a lot longer because they couldn't simply get the shopping done that they wanted to get done in the hour time frame that they had. Previously, pickup time was at 10, and then they get dropped off at around 10:30, and then the bus would come back at 11:30, and then the other one was at 1. They would get there at 1:30 and be picked up at 2:30, so they're only at Walmart for an hour. I don't know about you guys, but an hour is probably not enough time to go to Walmart sometimes. So with these requests that we're receiving from the public, we found a way to not only make it longer for them, but make it easier for us. We don't have to make as many trips out there. So we are requesting the board to approve doing a 10 o'clock pickup with a 12 o'clock return, and then a 11:30 pickup with a 2:30 return. That way at 11:30, after we pick everybody up, they'll get dropped off at Walmart at about noon, and then the next group will come back on, and then we could bring them back home. So this is that way they get more time at Walmart, and it makes it easier on our system as well. We hope it's a win-win.
Do we need to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Shopping hours are changed. CDL training requirements.
So I'm not sure if many of you have heard or not, but the federal government changed CDL testing requirements as of February 7th, I believe is when it took effect. I suppose it says in the packet. Anyway, February 7th. So with this, it is quite the challenge to figure out what needs to be done to receive your CDL these days. Mitchell Tech and Lake Area Tech and I think Western Dakota Tech are offering a CDL course to cover all these requirements, but it's at the tune of $5,000 plus a person to do this. The state DOT was trying to get ahead of this situation, and they purchased a online training program called J.J. Keller, and it has most of the training units available. And the nice part is the state purchased it, state DOT purchased it for all of our transit agencies, so we can log in and provide this training that we need. The problem that we're finding is nobody seems to know or understand what the requirements are, because nobody's gone through this yet until us. We're the first transit agency in the state to go through this, because we have hired a full-time driver and she's trying to get her CDL. And we're going through, you can see in your packet what the requirements are. These are all the courses they have to take. They have to take, and they have to pass each of these courses by 80%. And we have to provide a certificate saying that they have passed these courses, they took a test and they passed these courses by 80% before they can receive their CDL or even take their CDL driving test. There's lots of different, you have your theory instruction, you're behind the wheel. There's just lots of different areas that we have to follow. So our transit supervisor has put together a checklist with all these training requirements, and she is tracking, because you have to track all this information and have it available for 8 years afterwards. So she is currently tracking this information. We're trying to figure out what training documents we don't have, and we're ordering those for our agencies to make sure that we can help our people get their CDL without paying $5,000 per person. That's our goal.
Anybody that's already on their CDL, that doesn't matter, right?
All CDLs,
But new ones are just old, or,
just new ones.
Just
Yep.
the new
If you
ones, right?
have your CDL, you're good.
Okay.
That's why there's a bunch of people getting their CDL before these requirements went in.
okay.
And now every new CDL has to go through this training. They have to provide and prove that they went through all of this training.
Okay, how can they do some of that online when they're driving?
They just have to take all these classes, like the written test stuff, all this information they have to know before they take the driving test.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then there's behind the wheel stuff too. And then we have a driver who certifies that yes, she did this, or yes, they did that. Like today, the drivers are out with this new bus driver that we have, and they have cones set out in our parking lot, and they're going through this behind the wheel requirements. So they have their checklist they're going through with our driver and saying, yep, they did this, passed it by 80%, yep, they did that, passed it by 80%. So we have that documented that today's the day and this is what happened. It's very time consuming,
So you didn't have enough.
very time consuming. But it's a federal requirement, otherwise you can't get your CDL. And the sad part is the state really doesn't know either, not just the state DOT, but the state driver's licensing doesn't know what we have to bring in. So it's been a challenge.
Everybody will be calling you pretty soon to figure out what to do.
Yes.
You don't need any approval on any of that, do you?
Nope, I just wanted to explain what we're going through.
Staffing.
So, as I previously mentioned, we have a new full-time bus driver, finally, yay. Her name is Nikki, and she had her CDL before, but let it go away. So she's the one going through this process. We are still trying to get part-time drivers, and just a update with that 5311 grant application, we are going to submit for another full-time bus driver because we cannot seem to find part-timers to save our souls. We've been trying and trying and trying. We are actually so short on part-timers. You know, we got rid of Sundays. Well, now we have full-timers driving on Saturdays because we don't have drivers on Saturdays either. So it's been a struggle. So we're going to put that, submit that request in, and then we'll have to submit the request to City Council as well and see if they would allow us to hire another full-time bus driver. Hopefully, if we get the grant money, that will increase our chances of City Council allowing us to get another full-time driver. Wink, wink, John. And then also, we've been utilizing Career Connections quite a bit for part-time staff around our building. We did hire Tony, as I've mentioned before, as our employee, but we do have Career Connections bringing people in and doing office work, counting tokens, shredding, greeting people, attempting to answer the phone. So it's been a nice training process for Career Connections. It's been a nice partnership.
Nutrition equipment.
So we're getting closer to finishing that grant out. Everything that has been purchased so far is now fully assembled and in our kitchen. We just received our ice machine, the dishwasher. We previously received the stove and oven. We still need to order the washer and dryer, and we're finishing up on ordering supplies to finish out this grant. And then we'll have to do an amendment to the grant because the dollar amounts that we submitted are different than what they actually ended up being. So some are less and some are more, but they'll just do an amendment. When that comes, I will bring that amendment to this board meeting.
Okay. Nutrition contracts.
You want to talk about that? I don't need to. Okay. So attached are our upcoming nutrition contracts for the nutrition program. The contract dates run from June 1st to May 31st. These are the places that we are currently serving and would like to continue having service with them. We would like approval to approve having the contracts continue our nutrition program with these locations.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nutrition review.
So we not only got reviewed in transit, we also got reviewed in the nutrition program. Attached in the packet are the findings from that review. We feel it also went very well. They were happy with our program and what we do. Their findings also had corrective action, and we have completed all the corrective action on there. The one thing that I and Amy did not agree on as a finding was the server. They wanted the server to wear a beard net. The server's already wearing a mask, and that covers the beard. So we said we don't agree with the fact that he had to wear a beard and a mask because the beard is already being covered by his mask. And they didn't argue when we submitted that. They said, thank you. I just couldn't see a beard net and a mask. You're double covering.
Right.
But we did purchase them if there's a time where he doesn't wear his mask.
Okay, anything else? United Way application.
I need approval to apply for funding for the United Way. The grant applications are due at the end of the month. For the James Valley Community Center, we have an application for $10,000. The nutrition program, we have an application for $5,000. And the Mitchell Volunteer Program, we have an application for $10,000. We need approval from the board to apply for these amounts and for these applications.
I'm sorry, what were the amounts?
Yep. JVCC 10,000, nutrition 5, and MVP 10,000.
Is this something you've gotten in the past?
Yep. So
Same amount?
this is the same amount we've applied for in the past, but not the amount we always get. Last year in the Mitchell Volunteer Program, we applied for the 10, we received 3. We need the 10 because that program finishes out at a deficit of $28,000. So that's why we need the 10. The Adult Nutrition Program, we applied for 5. Last year we received 1,000. That program is a little bit harder to justify because it does have a positive balance in the bank, but we say the funds are needed because we utilize those funds for our participants. It doesn't go to the program, it goes to the participants directly so they can have free meals. And then the other one is the community center. We applied for 10 and we got 7,500. We used to apply for 10,700, but we just went with the 10. And that one also finishes with a deficit of possibly $61,000.
I would make a motion to approve the application.
Anyone a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And I do have them here for you to sign.
Okay, good deal. There's no citizens here that I can see, so we'll pass by that one. Department reports and updates, Palace Transit.
So with Andrea back from maternity leave, we're getting caught up on our reports. And you can see she has December, January, February, and March ridership in here. Our ridership is definitely increasing by quite a bit, and our drivers are feeling the strain. So not only is our ridership increasing, we've reduced the hours, and we've reduced the days, and we still have that many more passengers. So it's very busy out there.
Any questions on that one?
Do you anticipate this to continue rising?
Yes, we're getting more and more requests every day. The biggest thing we're seeing is workforce transportation. We are now transporting several people to their employment, Quality Woods, Trail King, Enertech, Toshiba. We're going to all these outlying locations for employment, and this is the only way they can get to a job. And several of them that we hear from, they have a family, but their family only has one vehicle. So they need, the other person in the family needs the vehicle, so they utilize the bus to get to and from their employment. It's amazing how much workforce transportation has increased. And then we've also, the dialysis, medical is always high. Our youth transportation is growing. We have the summer bus pass again this summer, and we have way more this year than already signed up than we had last year. So it's really growing.
Plus you get children from school, don't you?
Yep.
Mitchell Volunteer Program.
In your packet, it just has kind of some of the stuff they've been doing the last couple months, as far as volunteers in different places around the town. Otherwise, not much else on MVP.
Okay. Any questions on that one? Adult nutrition?
All right, in your packet, it has the results for March and April. I will just kind of go through April because our fiscal year ends in May, so we have one more month to the end of our fiscal year. It shows to our projections that we're down 692 meals, but we're actually up compared to our numbers from last year. So it's definitely showing more of a positive increase. Our frozen meals and our dining cards are still doing really good. When we get our truck in.
Yes. We're struggling getting those meals in.
Goodness.
Supposed to be here already.
It was supposed to be here yesterday. We still haven't gotten it yet. But those meals are very popular, and it's hard to get our orders in fast.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. James Valley Community Center.
Attached in the packet is a report from Kim Berg. She is doing phenomenal things down there. So many people are happy to have her back. It's great seeing the center being busy again. That pool area is so busy between the pool and the darts. Bingo's been growing. She started dances up again. Dances are really popular. They're very happy to have those back. We had turkey bingo where we co-opted with the 40 and 8. They have turkey bingo. The quilts, as I told Ruby this morning, like, you guys are cranking out those quilts left and right. But they are really going to town with their quilts, and it's been busy. The line dancing's been very popular. A lot of card players coming back now.
What's coming back?
Card players.
Okay.
It's fun seeing our parking lot full again. After the COVID, it was sad, but now the parking lot's filling up. It's nice.
And the activities director.
Yes.
We had a style show yesterday.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything else to add?
I'll just tell you that I took my roundtable group, I rented the sunroom, and we had lunch, and they let us have the food there, so we could just take our plates, and the gentlemen filled them. It was lovely, and they are such wonderful people to work with. When I
Thank you.
paid the bill, it was great. All of you were great.
Thank you. We love our facility.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
We are very busy with rentals this month with graduations. We have a lot of
Yep,
people
I've
using the
rented it
building.
this month too, so
Are they taking the big room?
hopefully my last.
All rooms.
All rooms.
All rooms are being rented for graduations. It's a nice facility for
It
graduations.
is very nice. I've used it for all 3 of my girls' graduations, and yeah, and confirmations and other stuff too. So it's accessible for everybody. People in chairs can get in there. It's really a good place to use. Okay, next meeting?
June 9th. Didn't want to blow everybody's ears out. June 9th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will call a meeting to cancel. We're done.
Adjourn?
Adjourn the meeting. There we go. That's the word.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tanya.